on top. Hellenic is pressing hard, kicking for touch now. I think they're going to be pressing Peterhouse quite hard. As long as they get the line out good and minimize mistakes, I think they'll be the first one to break the line.
Yes, definitely, and I think with this being the first game of the season, you can see that they're going to be wanting to iron out all of the mistakes that they could be expecting throughout the games, and obviously they want to make sure that they're pressing early throughout the game and trying to set the tone of the game right in the beginning of the game, Joseph. And I know that you've just been playing for the under 21s. I know you're playing for OGs, and how is that going for you so far?
It's been going good. The rugby's definitely next level there, higher up level. We seem to be having a bit of issues with the screening up here, so we're going to hold on for a second and wait for that to come back, and then we will carry on. Sorry for that. We are back 8 minutes in now. Hellenic with ball on the winger. Feel like they've been holding on to the ball quite well this game. Running hard. Hellenic does seem to be the stronger team this game. They are pushing hard, driving Peterhouse back every run.
You can see a very strong tackle there coming from Peterhouse, but it's being illegal, so the ref is trying to make sure he's still got control of the game, so calling in the captain, it looks like, and obviously the person who had committed the foul. And we've got number 13, Mr. Guveriro, next to the box here, saying that the game should go Hellenic's way. And talking about it going Hellenic's way is that card with the number 10 of Peterhouse getting a yellow card very early in the game. This could be a huge changing point, Joseph. When you're playing the game and it goes down to 14 versus 15, how are you feeling in that exact situation?
It definitely does change the whole dynamic of the game. The 15 definitely start pushing harder if they realize that, and the people with 14, the team with 14, lose a lot of hope, and it's very hard to carry on pushing throughout the whole game knowing you're a man less. Everyone has to pick up their weight, work a lot harder, and it just makes the game very difficult.
Would you say this could be the starting point of Peterhouse starting on the back foot, or do you think this is just a little bit of a slip up in the beginning of the game? But sadly there you can see that the ball going towards Peterhouse after the line out there. Hellenic making an unforced error really in the beginning of the game. You know, you got to make sure that your set players are really dialed and ironed out. And Joseph, just going back to my question, do you think this could be Peterhouse starting on the back foot?
It really depends how Hellenic takes this. Right now they have retrieved the ball back. If they understand that they are a player up and minimize mistakes and maximize opportunities, I think they will get on the pedal and get a lead on Peterhouse. But it looks like, I think it is, yes, a Hellenic ball. Peterhouse have knocked it on.
So this is going to be one of the first few scrums of the game. We couldn't really see the beginning, but this is going to be a good way to see if Hellenic has really tried to practice any of their set plays with the ball coming in there. And it looks like it coming well out the back there to the number 10. Moving down the line. First center taking crash ball there, but being tackled and not moving very far there past the advanced line. You can see that the ref has given a penalty towards Peterhouse for not staying on his feet. That is going against Benedict Hansen there with the red scrum cap on. And now Peterhouse coming off with a fiery run down the side. And very well wrapped up there to make sure that he's being taken down there. And now they're going for the quick pick and go. And Joseph, what do you think is going to happen from this?
I think Peterhouse have put it into gear 1 and they are going. Oof, but that was a bit of a shady pass there. We got an offload. They're going towards the line. Oh, and it is a try. It is a try for Peterhouse. I think Peterhouse did very well there. Hellenic just got sucked in. They got too much in their heads. They should have realized that they were a man up, calmed down, taking their time, and really used the card against Peterhouse. But sadly, they got a bit flustered. Peterhouse managed to pick up the ball, and they just went wide. I think Hellenic definitely need to work on their defense a bit more, and just the 10 and the scrum need to talk a bit more to control the game.
Yes, definitely well said there, Joseph. And on that mark, Peterhouse goes 7-0 up in the 12th minute. And the conversion being very well done. Obviously, this guy's put in a few hours before the term starts to make sure that he's getting this ball over through the posts. And I think this could be a little bit of a first move being come out there by Peterhouse to make sure that they're showing Hellenic who they are and making sure that they're not saying this is not going to be an easy game. So get ready for what we're putting on for you. You can see the Hellenic emblem right in the middle of the field. Joseph and I, being Hellenic boys, being very proud on the box here to be commentating with Hellenic. And now we go with the start-off kick here, opting for a deep kick here. And people running far down to try and get it, and he receives it well, but going straight into contact. Lots of men piling over there, and the ball coming out for Peterhouse. Going again, first crash ball. Trying to suck in those players. Trying to find the overlap on the outside, and here they go. Trying to move that ball down the line. Second centre now taking it. 13 running very hard here. Being struggled to take him down. He does get taken down in the end there. Joseph, as a forward, are you finding that it's tough when the backline players are forever taking it into contact and you have to ruck over all the time?
I definitely feel the forwards are definitely the workers of the team. I think they determine if it's going to be a win or loss. The back's just determined by how much. So Hellenic with a penalty kick into touch here. It's very, very happy to see how schoolboy rugby is getting better and better each year, as having missed our Form 4 and low 6 year, only having our upper 6 year. There were a lot of mistakes, a lot of drop balls and knock-ons at a high school level, and it's very, very happy to see that it's been corrected. So Hellenic with a, I believe, 5-man line-out, I think. We'll see if they can keep the ball and press the try line. Taking their time. Oof. But not a clean line out from Hellenic. Peterhouse managed to pick up on the ball. They're in their 22, so they're going to look to kick it. Well fielded by Hellenic. A step inside and outside he's going. He does have a bit of support. It's taking time to go down. Good leg drive by the Hellenic player. And seems they're going very forward heavy now. That's Benedict Hansen making some huge meters in this game. Hellenic are putting a lot of pressure on Peterhouse right now, and I think they are. Ball pops out. I think Peterhouse are very, very flustered at the moment, especially being one man down. I think Hellenic needs to keep calm and keep pushing and keep thriving, and the try will come.
Yes, definitely, Joseph. They're working out with determination to try to get that ball over the white chalk line. And they're getting centimeters close after every drive, and you can see the men piling over each other to make sure that their ball is theirs. And again, another drive, but held right at the advantage line, but he's moving forward. Now they're over the try line. Will they be able to put it down? Referee still looking inside to see what the ball is doing. You can't really see much from here. Another scramble again for that ball. The referee's still trying to see what's going on in there, and there's men all over the place, and the referee calls the ball being held up there. And that's a little bit upsetting for Hellenic after doing all that work. But Joseph, am I right? They're going to get the ball at the 5 meter for a scrum.
I believe it is Peterhouse's ball, yes. Peterhouse's drop. Not a great kick from Peterhouse. Hellenic pick up on it. There's no support. Oh, the support come running in. Hellenic do need to understand they're still one man up. I'm not too sure what happened there, but there's a penalty to Peterhouse. Peterhouse going wide again, and there is no one there. There's no one to cover the number 14 from Peterhouse, making a huge run right under the post, and I think that is really going to put a pin in the second half. I think Hellenic are going to have to fight very, very hard to come back in the second half.
Yes, definitely, Joseph, but you can't take it away from the Hellenic boys there. They have put in the work, and well done to the Peterhouse boys as well. A very well thought out try. And working it right down the wing to make sure that they know what's going on. And here we go with the number 15 again, kicking off the cone to make sure that he can get it through the poles. He's going to take his time here, you got to find the focus. And he runs over, strikes it well through the flags, and the flags go up. Well through the poles, sorry, and the flags go up. And now that is going to take it to 14-0, going the King's way at the 18th minute. And here we get the replay of number 14 with extreme speed running down the right-hand side of the field and then cutting around to make sure that he's darting it under the poles to make sure that the 15 has got a simple and easy kick and just chip it right over the poles. And again, we're at the restart about 10 minutes after the last try. And there we go, another high kick. Not going as deep, but not very well taken there. Ref blowing the whistle there for a knock-on. And that's going to be Hellenic's ball right on about the in between the 22 and the 10-meter line there. They're going to be working hard to win this scrum and then give it to the line to make sure that they can gain some ground. Here goes Hellenic with the ball in. Being kicked back well by the hooker, but you can see the big drive from Peterhouse. Watson with the ball, passing it down. Looks like Maruva there running well, and he's stepping from side to side, running well, making sure that he's got it. Gets wrapped up there by the ball, and down he comes. Pass being out by Watson again. Running a straight line there. Two-man big tackle there, taking him down. Ref blowing his whistle, and the ball going the Peterhouse boys' way for holding on. Hellenic has been close about 2 or 3 times now, and they're really struggling to convert. This could come down to the discipline of the boys. You know, they've been doing well all the way, and they're just not rewarding themselves to make sure that they can get it right at the end. Peterhouse now with the ball for their line out. Very well taken there with a short line out. Being given down to the scrum off, and now they're moving it down, but the hands are not on Peterhouse boys' side. But it looks like the ref is going to give them another penalty for not being back 10. And again, Peterhouse going for touch. Slowly advancing up the field now. That's 2 kicks from about their 5-meter, and they are now at the 10 of Hellenics. And they're going to be working very hard now to make sure that they can get another conversion and take it to 21 bar in the first half. It's a good throw and another short line out. Passing the ball down, make sure that they're focusing on their hands. Last time they lost it. Meta contact by Benedict Hansen, the number 8 being taken down by the number 8. And again, another penalty going Peterhouse's way. Hellenic really lacking discipline at this stage. They're really going to make sure that, and again, more discipline being lacked. But the ref calls it back, and he says he wants to see it right in front on the mark. And he's just making sure that he's keeping full control of the game. And it looks like the ref is going to call in Mr. Watson there. We're going to chat to him a little bit, tell him to calm down and make sure that the game is at a good standard. This is schoolboy rugby. We don't want stupid, silly mistakes like chirping the ref or bad tackles resulting in some injuries. So that's a good ref there to make sure that he's maintaining control of the game. And now a third kick off a penalty going for Hellenic, Peterhouse boys. And now they are all the way at the 5-meter of Hellenic, trying to advance. They've been doing very well from the start of this game to make sure that they are using their ball wisely and keeping that ball, as that is the most important thing in the game. A little bit of a fake jump there, backtrack. Going to require a huge throw, and just unable to do it there. I think they're going to need to put a few more hours in there to make sure that they can get those throws going a little bit better. You know, the long throws require more accuracy and more power, so they need to practice that. And now finally the ball going Hellenic's way. So hopefully Hellenic can make do with this, and obviously they're going to try and kick it because they are in their own danger zone.
Hang a bit. Jesus landing this side. Jesus landing. When you catch it, you pass it to Jesus.
And down we go now for the scrum. Ball being put in there. Try going Hellenic's way. Not too sure what that was for. But Hellenic finally finding their own penalty. Ryan Ellis holding the ball in hand now, looking to kick for touch. And he kicks it deep into touch. Will he be able to find it? Yes, he will. Very good kick there. Almost bringing them to the 50-meter or the halfway line. Very well done there, Ryan Ellis. Really putting in a big boot to make sure that they get there.
So go back, Chef. Join the line. Let's go, Sean. Jump back.
Right, Hellenic Academy with the ball now. Anthony being the hooker, going with a throw in here.
How do you win?
Big jump there. Try an attempted maul there, but not sure what that was. Now they're moving down. Another penalty going towards Hellenic's way for Peterhouse with a high tackle. Ball goes backwards there. Ref will not call a knock on. Hellenic still working the ball down the left-hand side of the field. A little chip over. But Peterhouse keeps the ball in control, and I think the ref is going to take it back to that Hellenic penalty.
Hey, look up, head up, watch up.
And yes, he does. Ryan Ellis running with the ball to the point
Hey, that's where the 10. Go up
where the
there.
ref is happy.
Go up. Go up. In the line.
And here he goes now. Looking for touch again, it looks like. And he goes for a deep kick. Struggling to find touch there. Actually doesn't make any ground. Still luckily with ball in hand. And as I say that, Peterhouse with the snatch. And the boy gets drive straight into the touch.
Hey, hold it.
But it looks like again a Peterhouse penalty. Deep kick here by the number 10. Trying to find it in between. Oh, I try to get down to the 5-meter, but he halves it and puts it at the 10. No, sorry, the 22. Not a bad kick. The boys are now going to be working hard to make sure that they can try and convert, as I had been saying earlier, to try and get that score to 21. Peterhouse now with their line out. Will they resort to the long throw again or go short? He does neither and goes right in the middle. And throw is not straight again. I think that hooker's going to have to put in a few extra hours to make sure that he's got that direction dialed and make sure that he's going to be able to put that ball in straight for the line outs. This is obviously just a little bit of a weak point for Peterhouse at the moment. They've lost about 3 of their line outs now to throws not being straight. And now going a scrum down Hellenic's way with Ryan Ellis again. Feeding that ball and the ball comes back. Flung out to Watson there. Takes it into contact. Releases his hands and over again. This is good use of their hands now. The ball moving well down into the wide areas. Hellenic gaining some ground but sadly going out again. Another line out going Peterhouse boys' way. And this is where we start wondering, will he be able to throw this ball in straight and keep the ball? Or will Hellenic have a scrum? Here goes Peterhouse now. A lot of scrambling around by the Peterhouse boys at the scrum. Hellenic boys going up early and a deep throw. And the referee says it's straight. Well done to the Peterhouse hooker for finding it now. Big run there. Getting a lot of ground, number 11. Driving up the middle of the field. Ball being worked well through the hands. That's our lock there. And Benedict Hansen with a huge hit, taking him into touch. Another line out going Hellenic's way.
KP, you gotta let it go.
Referee making sure that the lines are staying back 10 to make ensure that each line has enough space to move. Ball comes in, ref says not straight. Looks like the fever has swapped to Hellenic now, not being able to throw the ball in, and the ref asks, do you want to scrum or line out? Peterhouse going scrum. This is a big chance now for their forwards to push harder, make sure that they win this ball, and let their line do the work and make sure that they can put that ball down.
Running a ghost.
Big push there by the Peterhouse boys. Scrummy trying to find that ball, and out it goes. A little bit of a high pass. Number 10, Loop runs, cutting back in. Ball being pushed out again, far left. Few skip passes there. Big hit there by the boys. Number 11 coming down right next to the touchline. And Hellenic seem to have lost the ball again. Peterhouse advancing up with another penalty. Doing well here now, working it down through the hands. Number 3 prop cuts in now, taking it into contact. And the boys going to be working hard here to try and get another try. Finding the 2 quick ones in the beginning, but still waiting for another. And here it comes. The number 7 passing it down to the 14, and a huge hit. Well done there. And Ryan Ellis saying a few words there to the boy that he crunched. And what a tackle there. Very big tackle by Ryan Ellis. And finally finding their ball after a big knock on. Well done to Ryan Ellis. Here we go with the replay on that hit. Number 14 coming down, fumble of the ball. Ryan Ellis with a massive hit, leaving that ball behind and taking his man with. And there you see him saying a few words to his man that he knocked down. Well done there. And Hellenic finding the ball on their own 5. Will be looking to kick this ball out.
It's ours! It's ours! Hot! 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 Hands!
Peterhouse winning the ball then again, working it down through the line. Another big hit. And Hellenic winning the ball. Good hits being put in here by Hellenic.
Drop!
And turning that ball over. Ref blows the whistle for a knock on again.
Let's take it up.
Hellenic really need to do something to keep this ball in, and that is going to be the ref signaling halftime. And a good first half there by Peterhouse, but Hellenic doing well to hold them out from the 18th minute till now. And stay around as we're going to see the second half coming to you shortly.
Younger. Make sure you hang, huh?
And we're back for the second half now. Peterhouse starting with the ball, score being 15-0. 14-0 going towards Peterhouse. A good first half by Peterhouse to make sure that they maintain the early lead and the ball goes high. Well taken by Hellenic, but a huge hit being put in by Peterhouse early in this second half, sorry. And a little bit of a scramble for the ball there in the end. And a maul being formed there. The ref calling it. And the boys pushing through for both sides to make sure that they're gaining the ground. It looks like Hellenic with a stronger leg drive. Ball being pushed far now down into the Peterhouse side. And these zones putting in the work to make sure that they maintain that ball. And Hellenic come down. And the ball going Hellenic's way there. Ball being pushed out through the line. A few steps being taken and going straight into contact. Ball being presented there. Scrum half, Ryan Ellis coming straight in. And now the ball being flung out and dropped. But the man seemed to have given up there and not playing the ball. And forgetting that the whistle is in the ref's hand and he doesn't make the calls on what the mistakes are. Referee going all the way back there for something. I think he's checking up on the player to make sure he's all good. Well done to the referee there, being very kind and making sure that our players are staying healthy. And a knock on by Hellenic. So Peterhouse now with the ball. The first scrum of this half. Going towards Peterhouse. Ball being fed in now. A strong drive by both teams, but Peterhouse coming away with it. And the 8th man trying to break off, but being caught a bit there and putting a man down. But being able to take him down. Well done to the Hellenic man. The number 10 giving the ball to the wing, and he's pushing through hard now. And again being held up, but he's able to find the ground. Ref trying to talk to the players there. Ball moving through the forwards' hands. Not doing well. You can see the number 10 again with the ball, shifting it around. 13 to 6 to 15. There's an overlap. Will the number 8 give it to him? But no. Takes it into contact. Will he be able to put the ball down? And looks like a penalty going against Peterhouse for the man rolling on the floor. The rule is you need to release that ball once you go into the ground if you want to make any more forward movement. So well done to the referee there for making sure that tells the players what the rule is. And looks like it's going to be a line out for Hellenic. It's a bit of a pause here on the line out. Waiting for it to kick into action. And here we go, a little bit of movement. And a Peterhouse with the steal again. Hellenic really lacking in the discipline of their line outs and scrums. And the ball with an overlap, number 11 running hard, but a great tackle there by the Hellenic boy. Taking him into contact, and now Anthony with the ball again in hand. Will there be a better throw here to make sure that Hellenic can capitalize on this opportunity? They must keep ball in hand if they need to try and score a try. And again, looks like the ball was lost and not put in straight. Hellenic really lacking a little bit here in the discipline. They're going to try. They need to try and find their feet in the second half to try and bring back this game. But a scrum now going towards Peterhouse's way as they are right on the line. the 22 line, sorry. So this is going to be crunch time now for Hellenic to make sure that they can defend. And Peterhouse trying to do the opposite and make sure that they can attack well with the 8th man break being given backwards, but knock on. And now that is swapping the play the other way around. And now Hellenic with the ball for the scrum. Peterhouse actually with ball in hand here. Looking to feed this ball in here, and they really are going to need to try and score a try to break this deadlock. There's the ball in the 8th man break again, given to the 9. Very well done, and the winger coming in there to loop round. Number 12 there being the best number on the field. And there they go all the way to the wing. Huge hit right next to the try line now. They're on the 5 meter. Peterhouse piling their men over to make sure that they keep that ball. Given to the Locks. Locks putting in the work there to try and gain a few more meters, and which they do. Fly half, going to the 13, and he's running so hard. No one's going to stop that Oak. Absolute freight train of a man. And that is another penalty going towards Hellenic. Almost put that ball down, but like I was saying earlier, once he does go down, he's not allowed crawling or rolling forward, and that is exactly what he did to try and reach that white chalk line. People call it white line fever. I'm not sure if he got that, but he really did want to put that ball down. And Hellenic doing the exact same thing they did last time, going for the line out. And now being able to find touch. Here we go with the replay here. Number 13 receiving the ball and really running hard. But you'll be able to see as he goes to contact, he crawls forward with his elbows. So there the ball finds the contact, and you see him now crawling to try and get that ball. Well done to the ref for identifying that. Some refs may have awarded that as a try, but he was able to stay cool, calm, and collected. And a very well done ref there. They've changed thrower now, Hellenic, but doesn't change the result of the line out. Ball going towards Peterhouse again. A few tips for Hellenic at this stage would be to try and work on their discipline as well as their set plays. The scrums and lineouts have not been going good there. Number 4 with a dummy, trying to offload it to the hooker, but a knock on. And now the ball going towards Hellenic. Hellenic being in their own territory, I think they're going to want to make sure that they kick that ball out, or just kick it deep into the field to make sure that they're not on their back foot right in their own hot territory zone there. Huge push being given by Peterhouse. Short arm going towards Hellenic's way. That is exactly what they needed. Now they get a free kick. Ref blowing his whistle at something. He's calling someone in here. Looks like it's Watson and the number 8 of Peterhouse exchanging a few words. I'm not too sure if any cards will come out here. And he reaches into the pocket. Yellow card. And oh, it's just a yellow card there for Watson. I saw a red in his hand and I thought the 8th man was going to get it. But out goes Watson for 10 minutes of the game. And Ellis now with another kick. Going deep now. And now they are on their own 10 meter, or just inside it, should I say. Now going to be working hard to make sure that they can get this line out to go their way. Ball comes in, but again, not straight. Hellenic Academy definitely falling short of putting that ball in straight, and I think they've lost about 5 or 6 lineouts now. Peterhouse starting badly with their throws, losing 3 lineouts in a row, but now swap the other way around, and looks like Hellenic has now caught that disease, And now they have lost, as I had said, 5 or 6 lineouts to the ball not going in straight. They're going to need to change that at next week's practice before their weekend game. Ball coming out quick for the Peterhouse boys, and now he's running straight into the contact, getting some good ground there. It looks like about 5 meters, so that's exactly what Peterhouse were hoping for. And you can see that they're working hard now to keep that ball in their hands. This is a crucial point for them now, right in the middle of the field. You don't want to lose it here. You want to make sure that you can carry on the momentum. And they are doing exactly that with the 8th man, shipping it out, but giving a bad pass. The wing looked like it could have been gone there, but just a bad pass from their 8th man, and a line out again going Hellenic's way.
On the 10, Troy, on the 10.
Ball goes in short there to Mr. Anthony, and penalty going towards Peterhouse for not rolling away. The Hellenic man not rolling enough, and now for not being back 10 meters. The ref gives the advantage towards Peterhouse, and now they can advance another 10 meters up the field. And they will be kicking for touch right next to the try line. Ball goes very deep, and looks like they'll be on the 5 meter for their line out. This is now when I think the straight throws matter the most. This is very important for them. They could really find their try here. They could bring it down into a maul to suck a few players in, swing it out to their line, or I'm not too sure what they'll do, but they go middle ball, and the ball is straight. And they are going for the maul, pushing through their big forwards, working very hard here. And looks like they're going to... Oh, and it looks like a steal from the Hellenic boy. That is a great steal for Hellenic, but they must make sure that they come away with it. But no, they don't. Look like a try going towards Peterhouse, and that's the try that they've been waiting for. The 47th minute. That is 17 minutes into this second half. The first try erupts, and that is going to take it to 19-0, going the Peterhouse seconds way. And now it's time for the Big Ten to kick off the card. I know there's every kicker has his own process, so we're going to have to sit back here for about a minute to make sure you can focus up, aim that ball through the poles. He does his little rocking there onto his toes, making sure that he gets this ball through. One to think about is Owen Farrell. He takes about 15 minutes to make sure that he can kick that ball over. And a little bit of a pulled kick there with a touch of a slight top draw. But not bad for the Peterhouse boys, as they are still 19-0 up, being their first conversion missed this game.
James, did you slot?
Hellenic now coming to the halfway to start with the ball and kick it deep into Peterhouse's territory.
Keep going, Hellenic. Keep going.
Here they go now, Ryan Ellis with ball in hand. About to put the ball to his foot. Goes for a high kick. High and deep. Running hard there by the Peterhouse boy. Stopped right in his tracks. And he comes right down just before the 10-meter line. Ball being shipped out now. Going straight into the contact there. And Peterhouse now stopping the direction of play. Drawing his man on. A little bit of an overlap there. Number 11 again with the ball. But being tackled and taken out into the sideline. And that is going to be a line out going Hellenic way. This is again another crucial way. You do not want to end on a bad note, so they need to make sure that they get that ball straight into the lineouts.
Troy. Hey, what numbers? Watching your wing, watching your wing.
And here goes Hellenic to put that ball straight in. They go for the short line out. Ryan Ellis receiving the ball and being stopped right in his tracks and being driven back well by the Peterhouse boys. You can see Peterhouse doing very well there. And now the ball being scrambled out there, but again picked up by the Hellenic boys and now working it down the line. A little bit of a fumble, but he regathers his hands. Ball being passed out. It's gone backwards. Ref happy with it. And that's the ball going into touch. Looks like it's going to be a Peterhouse ball for touch. And we're going to get a replay here of when he got crunched out into the sideline. You can see him following him well. Gets him. And there he goes. Running right down the sideline. Goes for the ball and pulls him right out. That's a great tackle there by the Hellenic man. And now this is going to be a scrum for Peterhouse boys. Ball coming out the back there, it looks like. And penalty going towards Hellenic for the scrum turning around. And Peterhouse going to run the ball hard there, trying to get past the advantage line, at which he gets stopped as soon as he finds contact. Hopping around, trying to find the space through the wall of Peterhouse boys. Now they're trying wide, steps in, gets wrapped up, and the man comes to ground now. That's now again another Hellenic boys. And it looks like Benedict Hansen, yeah, on the floor in a lot of pain, yeah. Ref calling in the medics. You can see Peterhouse boy there waiting on him. Not sure if he was the one that caused the pain or if he's just looking out for him. You know, at this young age, you do want to make sure that your boys are all fine when they're being taken into contact. And it is a contact sport. You're going to see some injuries. It's just we hope that this isn't anything too major. So as they take a short water break, we will take a break too here, and we just hope that Benedict Hansen is all right, and we'll get back to you when the play is resumed. Benedict Hansen now being walked off the field by the Peterhouse boy as well as a few medics, and we just hope that he's alright. The fact that he's on his feet, which is good. So I think he will be making a speedy recovery. Penalty going back towards Hellenic, and a huge run and a huge hit, only making a few meters. Not too sure if that was the right play for Hellenic. I think they could have gone to kick for touch to gain a few more meters. But they opted for it, so they're going to play with it. So now Peterhouse. Looks like they've turned over the ball there and are going to be passing it down the line. 5 minutes left in this match. One of the teams looking to score another try. Peterhouse to, Hellenic to break that big 0 number if they can score a try, or they're looking for Peterhouse to get into the 20s very soon. Peterhouse boy diving there to try and keep that ball in play, but unable to, so the penalty going towards Peterhouse as the Hellenic boys were not onside. So ball comes back to the halfway here, and it looks like the big number 10 is going to kick for touch, and going deep into the Hellenic side, and he does find touch. It was a very good kick there. And ref calling the Mr. Watson there back onto the field after spending his last 10 minutes on the chair, as he was given a yellow card. So he's back after his punishment, and now ready to play again. Another line out going for Peterhouse. Let's see if that ball can come in straight and they can do well. And there it is. Ball comes in, and Peterhouse making good work there to make sure that they keep that ball. And that ball is now going through the hands very well, and being flicked out again and again, but another drop ball from Peterhouse being knocked on. But looks like Maruva's picked that ball up, and he's working his way down the field, being locked up there by the flank. And looks like they're trying to hold him up, but they do seem to let him go, and he comes down. Another man running hard, very close to the halfway line of the field after them, making good momentum for these boys. And another turnover. Peterhouse with the ball in hand again. And looks like this game is going back and forth so far. Ball being run up, ball being lost, and so on and so forth. Hopefully we can find a little break in that play, and one team can score a try with the last 3 to 5 minutes left. And looks like the scrum off is going to go for a big pass here, and a kick from the middle of the field down into the corner. Will Peterhouse have enough gas? And no, they won't. But Hellenic doing very well there to make sure that they can catch that ball and protect it. And now Peterhouse with ball in hand, running well, but looked like a bit of a high tackle there. Ref going to leave it, and Peterhouse puts that ball down for another try. Now breaking into that 20-point mark. Looks like the score is now 24-0 for Peterhouse, being able to score in the last 2 minutes of the game. Well done, Peterhouse, and that's a very good try. Here goes the number 15 again to do his kicking. His strike rate has been 100% so far. Will he be able to keep that at the good hundo mark? Goes over here, kicks that ball, and it goes directly through the flags. Very good kick there by the number 15, taking the score to 26-0 to Peterhouse. And we get a replay here. Man coming in, trying to find the step, but gets locked up as it comes to the ground. Hits the ground there, and you can see the Peterhouse boy ripping it out of his hands. Getting over there, and he comes out with it. Running hard. Going there, you can see that high tackle there. Swings around, passes it to the number 10. And the number 10 cuts inside and puts that ball down. That's a very good rugby there by the Peterhouse boys.
Support him, Ben. Support him, Ben.
Hellenic at the restart, kicking it towards the Peterhouse boys, and Peterhouse going with another kick as it resulted in a try last time. You can see the speedy men going at it, but the boy being able to pick that up, and now he's going down the sideline with a few steps. but not being able to find any space and being tackled and stopped right on the mark. He's again working down towards the try line. These Hellenic boys really trying to break that big 0 mark. Ball being left a little bit loose there and bouncing around, but the boys being able to pick up and regather that ball. Ryan Ellis with the ball to the breakdown, passing it. You can see that the hands are not fast enough for the Hellenic boys. They're not able to shift that ball fast enough to get around the line of these Peterhouse gents. And obviously the defense is very solid. Maruva with a huge step inside, but still not being able to find the gap. I think Hellenic have got a few things to work on, and this week is going to be very tough for them, as in the training sessions it's going to be a lot for them to do. But again, a penalty going towards Peterhouse's way in the last minute of the game. And again, I could guess that the fly half is going to kick down into touch. And a great touch finder that guy is. He's been able to find deep balls where he needs to. And he's doing very well at this stage of the game. Looks like this could be one of our last lineouts of the game. And here we go, the number 20 being substituted on. And that's our ball coming in there, going for the throw, but again, throw does not look straight. I think the ref says so. The ball is going towards Hellenic's way. Both teams having a lot of work left to do in this season, as it is their first game. They are just trying to find their weak points and trying to find what they can work on the most. Definitely, I think their set plays for both teams is where it's at, and I think from here on out it's going to be getting better and better every game. Huge push there by the Peterhouse boys. Ref saying the ball not being put in straight there, so they'll have to take it again. Ryan Ellis with ball in hand, looking to feed that ball in. And then it goes. That's a good hook there. And the ball coming out the side. Ryan Ellis going the blind side. Does he have any support? No, he doesn't. Tries a little bit of a pop pass, but ball is not successful, and a penalty going towards Hellenic's way when they really needed it there. They could have lost that ball. Ryan Ellis with a quick tap and throwing that ball down the field. Big man going into contact, being stopped right in his steps again. Ellis again shifting that ball. Hellenic boys really needing a breakthrough somewhere to give them a sense of positivity leaving this game. And a knock on coming from Hellenic there. Scrum going Peterhouse's way. Looks like a few substitutions could be being made here for the Hellenic side. And Peterhouse going to be feeding the ball in here to the middle of the scrum. This could be one of our last plays of the game, as you can see the referee checking his watch there. Yeah, that's Hellenic collapsing the scrum there. So ball going towards Peterhouse's way, penalty, and they're shifting the ball down, but ref really wants to see that. Not too sure what happened there. Looks like it's a Hellenic ball, yeah. Not too sure what's going on here. Looks like, okay, it's a scrum. I think the boy knocked the ball on at the stage where he tried to tap and go for that penalty, which is going to be a little bit upsetting for the Peterhouse boys, as they really wanted that. But again, ball going out. Ryan Lillis being wrapped up at the back. Hellenic really resorting to the contact side of this, and the game getting very scrappy at this stage. I think the fatigue is really kicking in on both sides. Boys struggling to keep the ball in their hand, and looks like they're just running that ball into the wall of blue boys. So that's the penalty going towards House again. Looks like it's going to be a tap and go for the Peterhouse Gents. Going to be working it around. Skip pass. Another big pass there, number 11. Trying to hop around and try and find that space, but again, ripped. But not going to work for the Hellenic boys, as it's a penalty for the Peterhouse gentlemen in blue. And looks like that was a kick for touch. Finding exactly the spot that he wanted to. So now they're at the 5 meter. And this could result in another try. Okay, here we go. Peterhouse with the line out. Going up, down. And the ref just resetting that there because he wants them to be a meter apart to make sure that when the ball goes in the middle, it's a fair contest to both of the boys trying to reach for that ball. And the men go up. Peterhouse taking it comfortably, shifting it down now and going straight into contact, trying to find that open line. You can see the boys struggling to get up at this stage. The fatigue is really setting in for these gentlemen. The gap is there. Man wanted to hit it, he did try. And they are right now by and a huge dummy there by our number 20 from Peterhouse. Doing well, and there are lots of numbers on the Peterhouse side. And the ball is held up, says the ref. A few hands on the head there. Coming from the Peterhouse boys, I think they are in disbelief of what's just happened. But I agree with the referee there. Can never say the referee is wrong and she's the one with the whistle in his mouth, and he's the one that makes the calls at the end of the day. So, hold on to the referee. And there goes the fly half with the ball in hand, shifting it down. 22, stepping inside with the dummy, throwing that ball out, but not being able to find any hands, and someone finds it. Hellenic did find the ball there, unable to find another man to pass to on that breakaway. And huge counter-ruck there by the Peterhouse boys. Not too sure what's going on there, but Watson comes out with the ball there. And playing it down into the line, and good speed onto that ball. And he's lost into contact. An advantage going towards Peterhouse for knock-on. The ball just being thrown around at this stage. You can really see the fatigue is kicking in. And, he's throwing it out, going in, ball comes down. Number 9 throwing that ball out and kicking it over is the fullback, and there he goes. Oh, you can see that high tackle there. Ref not going to call it, going to let it play on. There's quite a few men in that ruck at the moment, just all over the place. Trying to do something, trying to stick a few plays together, and the ball has been dropped by Hellenic, and the number 6 is off. Passes it over to the 21, steps inside. And that is a try going towards Peterhouse's way, making the score going to 34-0. Peterhouse with another conversion. the 70th minute, yeah. Number 10 going to give it another try to put this thing through the bowls. As number 15 walking away from this match with a 100% success rate when that egg-shaped ball touches that green cone. This pre-kick routine there coming from the number 10. Pretty similar kick to the last. Will he be able to adjust what he did last time? And he strikes that ball. That is the game going towards Peterhouse boys' way. Very well done to the Peterhouse boys coming away with that win and score 34-0. And well tried to the Hellenic boys. They do have a lot of work to put in, but you can see that there's going to be a very good season ahead after this is the first game on the first week of this beautiful season ahead of us. And get around to watch this first team game coming up next. Thank you.